Hey, it's me, ProJared. Welcome back to Arcade Spirits. Where we last left off, there's a gun. And one of these three people are about to get shot. And I can protect one of them, and I guess the other ones just won't, or just, I don't know. Maybe she's going for the old double tap and they both get shot? I don't know. Look. If all this comes down to, who would I save in this situation? The only person that I have any amount of personal connection to. And I'm gonna protect Gavin. Get down! And I'm dead. Game over. Thank you guys so much for watching Arcade Spirits. If you really enjoyed this series, please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And consider checking out. Oh, back, everybody back. Somebody call an ambulance. Holy shit, what did you? I was aiming for Sue. Pigs, run for it. Stay cool, wipe the footage first, do it. Stay with us, Jared, stay with us, help is on the way. And I'm dead. I just wanted to make a dream for everyone to enjoy. That's all. Was that so wrong? Is that what you would have done? Is that what you did do for all of us? It's what you would do for all of us. But I guess no good deed goes unpunished, huh? The family curse.
You've a strong spirit, dear.
An arcade one.
You'll get through this, I know you will. But for now, you'd best wake up. There's still more to be done.
Slowly, very slowly, I open my eyes. The soft beeping of medical monitoring greets me, as well as an angel in white. Well, an angel in a white lab coat. While they're no heavenly being, they do appear to be my doctor, armed with nothing more than a clipboard. I'm still a little hazy as they briefly explain the situation. Thanks to my wild theatrics, I startled the shooter enough that her bullet missed its intended target, and instead it went into my leg. Which hurts like fuck, but apparently resulted in a surprisingly clean shot that'll recover from in a few weeks easily. 2 days in the hospital, a week or two on crutches, some limping, then I'll be back to 100%. And more importantly, nobody died. I could live with this momentary pain if it's someone else gets to live, period. So, could have been better, could have been worse. The doctor, having given me the report, leaves to treat their other patients. But before they do, they inform me I have a visitor. At least, there's a plus side. I just wonder who it is. Aw, Naomi. When I look over to see who it is, I see Naomi standing over there, tears streaming down her face. She rushes over to my side, embracing me in a hug.
Oh my, I was so scared.
Naomi, I'll be fine. It's like a Hollywood gunshot. I'll just walk it off.
You were bleeding everywhere.
Okay, a larger than usual Hollywood gunshot. But the doctor said it'll be fine in a month or so. No big deal. Trying to downplay the seriousness of it all does nothing to placate Naomi's frustration.
What? It is a big deal. How could you just toss your life away like that, jumping in front of a gun? How could you try to protect people from harm? I can't criticize you for that. I just got so scared when I saw you bleeding on the floor. I mean, just hours before that, I was mad at you over a penguin statue of all things. It feels so silly in hindsight. I mean, if the last thing I'd ever said to you was in anger.
Of course, now she's replaced her earlier anger with self-resentment. Not exactly an improvement. Newfound perspective is great, but also don't be mad at yourself. Yeah, it's okay, Naomi. You stood up for what you believed in. I love you for that. Naza can be looking great here. I don't want her to be mad at herself. I sigh and reach out to take her hand. Perspective is good. Perspective is helpful. Seeing things not the end of the as the end of the world or as meaningless, but seeing them for what they actually are. But once you realize a bit of cute arcade decoration being vetoed isn't a big deal, neither is a little clash of opinions over it. Conflict is normal. It's how humans sort out their relationships. It's nothing to be angry over or to hate yourself for. I'm not mad at you, and neither should you be. But She pauses to think it over rather than having a snap reaction. You're right. Things got heated, but in the end, we'll be okay. I feel like we'll always be okay, you and I. It's going to take a lot more than a little shouting about a penguin to make me break up with you. I think you're stuck with me for a long time. And I trust you to protect my dream, even when you have to protect me from myself. I hate having to pull you back from that dream, though. You're not. You're helping me be realistic about things. Miss Francine was a dreamer, but she also tried to be realistic. I should aspire to be more like her. I guess I just freaked out a little when Gavin stepped in and stepped on my idea. Obviously, he doesn't care about my dream the way you do. And we're back to the Gavin versus Naomi rivalry. Just, when I was only a floor attendant, it wasn't really my responsibility to sort that one out. But, as the new boss, I think it's time to try to put this one to bed. Gavin doesn't hate your dream. Let's see. Gavin isn't a fire-breathing monster. We're one team fighting against the world. He fights just as hard for all of our dreams. Yeah, Gavin is a monster. Oh, I didn't think that was going to be as jokey one. That's fine. Oh, definitely. I mean, just the other day I saw him howl at the moon transform into a great and terrible beast and eat a few villagers. Also, I think I saw him draw a pentagram in the break room and consort with the adversary, the great beast of the pit, the father of lies. Naomi, look. He's just a dude. A human like you or me. And I think today's proof that humans can make mistakes even when their intentions are pure, right? Well, yeah, I mean, I understand, but... No buts. Gavin isn't trying to destroy the arcade. He wants to save it. You can see how he was worried about the statue, yeah? You felt bad when you thought you'd lost me after a nasty argument. Gavin feels bad all the time when he makes decisions he knows will hurt us, all while trying to help us. Can you try to get along better with him, please? Try to understand him instead of falling back on assuming he's a villain. Okay, for you, I can try. I'd like to avoid something like this happening again. I want us to get along. Honest, all of us. And speaking of the devil of Arcade Spirits arrives.
Apologies.
Am I interrupting? I wanted to be certain Jared was well. He'll be fine. We'll be fine. All of us. But Jared could probably use some rest at this point. Gavin, how about we go raid the snack machines and talk?
Pardon?
Talk? About what? You know, stuff and things. I feel like we never actually sit down and talk, you and I. Yeah. Hash that relationship out. Good on them. Even though Gavin has always been a terrible piece of shit. Right, Miss Editor? I'm just kidding. Naomi offers me a quick but very careful hug before leading a confused Gavin out the door. Hopefully, they'll find some common ground. It'd be nice for something positive to come out of this mess that was our opening day. Seeing the person I care for the most was certainly a boon to my spirit. Now, if they could only do something about the food here. With my heart calmed, my body finally tells me it's exhausted. I snuggle into the covers as a yawn escapes me. Just as I'm about to roll over and drift off to sleep, another visitor drops in. It's likely well past visiting hours, but with no small amount of both dread and relief, I'm glad to see her. Ah, shit. A word, if you will. I try to straighten myself up from my pillow backrest. Time to put on my professional front, even if I'm in excruciating pain. Is this really a time for this? You couldn't do it over email or something? Okay, I should start by explaining that what happened today isn't exactly indicative of... I should hope it was. It's hard to disguise the disbelief on my face. What? It seems I've misjudged your character based on an initial unpleasant interaction, but what I saw today, clearly, you are no fool nor a coward. I let my need to protect my family override my better judgment. How absurd to paint everything you've built at Arcade Spirits with that brush, all over such a small matter. I saw you selflessly throw yourself in front of that bullet. You didn't have to do that. You chose to do that. It's indicative of someone who isn't simply in this for the money, as so many in this industry are. You protected your friends and coworkers. That's an admirable act of heroism, and one I'll not soon forget. I suppose I've become a bit jaded, all from those eager to cash in on the arcade scene. All the large-scale arcades that I have to review tend to be very impersonal and cold. So, you were impressed with our arcade? Well, let's not go that far. I can't say I was thrilled with the amount of mayhem and disaster going on even before a gang war broke out. But I will also say I've only ever seen that amount of mayhem and disaster once before. It's highly unusual, to say the least. The last time I reviewed a small up-and-coming arcade similar to yours, everything went wrong. Everything. I wrote my review in an honest fashion, and as a result of my scathing pen, the place was sold and closed down within a month. Sold to a notable figure in this industry. Wait, you don't mean... Yes, Konami. Such is the fate of any arcade which dares to stand up to him. Your prior business, the Funplex, only escaped being devoured by him by being far too small to be worthwhile. Sadly, your enthusiasm may have put it in his crosshairs, and if you cannot tidy up your reputation after today's affairs, Arcade Spirits will be next. Again and again, torn down by Konami. This time, he didn't have to lift a finger. By pure coincidence, the ghost monsters wrecked everything before he could exact any revenge. All he has to do is swoop in and buy out what's left of our dreams. However, I have come to a decision. Given I was a first-hand witness to your troubles, which were clearly not your fault, and given your willingness to put even your own life on the line of your arcade, I'm going to tell my editor I need more time, that I want to return in 1 week to get a more accurate and mature overview of your operation. 1 week. That's the best I can offer you. This is a difficult hole to climb out of, mister. Even aside from earlier trouble, having a gang fight and a shooting transpired at an arcade, well, the press will feed on this. Even if I was the only press present accounted for, they'll dig and they'll speculate and they'll chew on your bones. If your arcade survives that initial onslaught, I hope to write a proper review which can lay those concerns to rest. But I'll offer you no more second chances, no more reasonable doubts. Best foot forward when I return, or my readers will know the truth. Understood? Understood. Then, I'll leave you to your recuperation. With a curt nod, she turns and leaves the room, leaving me with my thoughts. 1 week. I've got exactly 1 week to completely rebuild our reputation and clear the good name of Arcade Spirits. Can you get a bloodstain out of carpet in a week? Asking for a friend. Otherwise, it's game over for all of us. Man, so basically during this time, I'm still going to be like limping around and all hurt. We cleared level 7 though. That was a little bit longer, so I wasn't able to get it all in one video, but that's okay. Let's check our score. I'm proving yet to still be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Yay me. And I scored 22,550 points. I hope that's good. One last pizza fact. 62% of Americans prefer meat toppings on their pizza, while 38% prefer vegetarian. Everybody loves different kinds of pizza, and that's a beautiful thing. Alright, let's save the game as we get ready for the final level. Oh man. I don't know how long this last episode will be. This may or may not be the finale, who knows? I'm gonna assume this is the final chapter. It's gotta be like a little bit of a long one, right? This is my last shot at making the arcade good to impress people. And to give Konami the middle finger and shove it all the way up his butthole. Oh, level 8. Kill screen. That's a good chapter title. It is the distant year of 20XTX, and oh, who am I kidding? I'll be lucky to make it to 20XTX plus 1 at this rate. I've had my strand of fate twisted back and forth so often it feels like I could snap at any moment. Mired in depression and a supposed family curse, then lifted up by an amazing time at the Funplex, slammed back down by Konami, raised up again by the Arcade Spirits Project, and now descending farther due to a series of bad coincidences culminating in a Pier 6 brawl in which I got shot. But today, I'm back to Arcade Spirits and ready to work, despite being on crutches. Normally, I have to mentally filter out the beeps and boops of a busy arcade, but not today. Aside from my regulars, nobody's here. Not exactly the sight I wanted to see on my grand return after heroically taking a bullet to the leg. We're 3 days into this ambitious experiment, and it's already looking like a bust. Even with a reprieve from Mrs. DeFame, we couldn't hush the event up completely. The news of gang violence at a local arcade spread over social media like a wildfire. Gavin had filled me in on all the details while I missed while I was passed out. By the time the cops got here, both gangs were long gone. Then the ghost monsters wiped our security footage on the way out the door. No arrests made, no evidence remaining. The only plus side? Sue and her ghost monsters apparently never came back. But even without them actively causing problems, that single day managed to smash our reputation. It's just so frustrating. Just frustrating. I mean, oh, alright. Again, didn't think that was going to be the jokey response. I mean, come on! We had a single lousy day, that's enough to send the masses running and screaming? Talking about overkill. It's frustrating to see all this amazing fun on display and nobody enjoying it. These games yearn for quarters. They're hungry and must be fed. I don't honestly know how we can recover from this. If we could only get the good word out, somehow correct this PR disaster. Seated behind the ticket desk with my crutches propped up nearby, light duty only for a minimum, doctor's orders, I try to mentally detangle this mess. Hey, Iris, are we? Yes, we're still trending negatively on social media, like the last 7 times you asked. Any luck with our security camera footage then? Anything that we could give to the police? It might help our public image to have someone to point blame at. Nope, it's totally wiped, and my file recovery systems failed. I guess that's to be expected when going up against cyber criminals. Like, they've even avoided bad press from the shooting. I haven't spotted the words ghost monsters in any of the articles I found about the tech. It's like they're ghosts. Well, not literally ghosts. I just mean that they clean their tracks effectively. Yeah, got that. We did see them in their corporeal form, remember? At least that whole mess seems to be behind us. Now we just need to dig our way out of this hole. I sigh heavily as the burden sinks into my lungs, and before I can groan further, I hear footsteps approaching me. I lock my phone and pocket it before seeing who it is.
Hello.
Oh, it's Percy. I'm up, but hardly about. I'll probably be glued to this stool all day long. Yes, well, it beats the alternative, doesn't it? Plus, you get a nice new view of the whole arcade. Although, a bit quiet in here today, isn't it? Yeah, I know. But we can turn this around. I know we can turn this around. Right. Well, I don't mean to be a bother, but I wanted to talk to you about our financial situation. Seeing as I'm bankrolling this affair and such. As soon as he mentions money, my chest tightens as I expect the worst. It's not an unreasonable thing to bring up, but can I deal with more bad news? I may have more than my fair share of wealth, but it's not bottomless. Honestly, you could see the bottom even before I put my stake in Arcade Spirits.
Well,
Gavin and I have been going over the spreadsheets, and at our current rate, well, I'm afraid we only have so much padding before we have to start considering options. Options like selling. I don't want to, believe me, but there's going to be a breaking point where we need to consider pulling out before our initial investment cannot be recovered. If only to ensure everybody involved in this affair doesn't go bankrupt. The knot in my stomach turns. The idea of completely draining Percy's finances, well, his plan for that money was to turn it over to charity upon his death, and here I'd convince him to invest in my boondoggle of an arcade in the twilight years of his life. Something of a grim thought, isn't it? But let's not dwell on the negative, shall we? No point giving up the fight so soon after it begins. What we need is a plan for how we can turn these ill fortunes around. What are our next steps? Next steps? I could barely take a step with these crutches. Honestly, I'm not sure what we do next. I need time to think.
why?
By all means, think away. And if all else fails, well, at least you've still got your health. Hold that thought. We've got a customer. Hello, welcome to... shit. Good morning. I think I'll be moving along now. Whoopee to play and all. Remember your health, Jared, and try to avoid stress in the next few minutes. I stood there in silence and shock. I tried telling myself this was just a bad fever dream from my wound, but no such luck. This is 100% real. Jesus. Come on, man. Just bad day. I watch as Deco takes a look around the arcade, his smug grin ever present. I see his eyebrow arch as he takes note of the other people, and the lack of people here playing games.
Such a shame.
See-
Such a shame.
Seems you're lacking customers today. Well, I see a usual gang of outcasts and rejects, but that's hardly enough, isn't it? I'm guessing right now you're thinking, why did I stall? Why didn't I decide to partner with Mr. Nami from the beginning? I could have avoided all this trouble.
Unfortunate.
And yet, when I offered you another chance, an offer I didn't need to make, but felt obliged to as a gentleman, you turned me down. A shame, such a shame. Nope, I can't handle this, not today. What do you want, Mr. Nami? If you need tokens, the change machine's over there.
A pity, is it not?
Tokens, how quaint. Still no swipe cards, huh? Sadly, I'm not here to play any of your antiques. Rather, resembles a 1980X junkyard in here, doesn't it? All these obsolete games that no one truly cares about.
No.
No.
I'm here to make one final offer. If you sign over ownership of this arcade to me, I'll spare your careers. Yes, even Miss Fairchild and Miss Wolf. I'm sure I can find something for them to do at one of my facilities. I want to support your rising star. That's what I've always wanted. We've had our differences along the way, but I want us to overcome them and thrive. But this is your last opportunity. I'll not extend my hand in friendship again. If you don't agree to my terms, I'll stand idle and watch as everything burns down around you. You have my word on that.
Okay. Obviously, I want to say no to this fabulous offer. But at what point do I cut my losses? Miss Francine believed in dreams, but she also believed in practicality and trade-offs. Am I ready to give up everything so that I have something resembling a future? Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, I am like 80% saying, no, I'm never giving up on my dreams. But it's worth noting the possibility of saying yes here just to help protect everyone else. That is to say, basically protecting everyone but Teo, Queen Bee, and Percy, because apparently their whatever careers they have are just so good that they just come by and play arcade games whenever they want. So, never! Of course, I'm not giving up. I mean, seriously, I had so many opportunities to jump ship prior to this. Why would I bail this close to the end? Ooh. I can tell him to get the fuck out of my arcade. I'm afraid I must follow my own dreams. My resolve remains. Or only if I get a $500,000 salary, 3 company cars, a Hollywood mansion, my own line of designer fragrances. Ha ha ha. I feel like if I said that, he'd just be like, done. Just my resolve remains. Every time he asks, the answer will remain the same. Absolutely not. You can ask a dozen more times. My resolve will not change. This is the path I've laid out for myself, and I'm going to walk it to the end. You think I'm ruining my future? That remains to be seen, and I'll see it through. Ah, well. That's unfortunate. It's your decision to make, of course. Your life to ruin with your stubbornness.
So be it.
I guess I'll just have to settle for buying the burnt-out husk of your business, once it ultimately collapses around you. I think you underestimate the damage being associated with the criminal element can do. It's enough to ruin even the mightiest of arcades. Oh, and I doubt the ghost monsters have forgotten you. They will return, and they will make matters far worse for you. And immediately, I take notice. Play it cool. Play it cool. Don't let it on. Just test the waters. Yeah. Really? Ghost monsters? I thought that gang was called Lovely Chainsaw or something.
A foolish fool.
I knew it. I knew he was behind it. Yes, ghost monsters. Sadly, they insist on naming themselves after that absurd, ancient video game reference. Of all the childish, immature. He shakes it off quickly enough, refocusing on me. But enough banter. I believe I'll take my leave. I'll not see you again. I'll let my lawyers handle purchasing what little will remain of you. A good day. Remember, no one knew about the ghost monsters coming out of the fight on social media, newswise or otherwise. But he was just like, oh, you had trouble with the ghost monsters, huh? They're definitely not under my employ. Even though I definitely saw them at Dekonami's place getting USB shit from the bartender. I knew it. Once he's out of earshot and well beyond the confines of the arcade, I pull out my phone to verify something. Iris, you checked all the news articles about the shooting, right? Oh yes, I've analyzed them all. Did you need me to pull up a specific one? Just confirm something for me. The ghost monsters were never mentioned by name in any of them, right? Yes, it seems Sue's friends are good at covering the tracks. Why? This is it. This is the chance we need. Admittedly, it's a slim chance, but at this point, I'll take what I can get. Message, everyone. I'm calling another Wachter conspiracy.
Hooray!
Ooh, you're all fired up. Okay, message is sent. I'll need everyone's help to fill in gaping holes in my plan, but at least now, I have a plan. It's time for one last ditch effort to save arcade spirits. Whoa. You want to use subterfuge against me? Well then, counter-espionage. Packing everybody into the employee break room proved tricky. Standing room only, elbow level, but somehow we managed it.
Hi!
Hi everybody, glad I could be here for this, whatever this is. Thanks for coming, Juniper. This was it. This is where we'd make our last stand. I looked around the room and at everyone, at all my friends, and nodded to each of them determinedly. Okay, I know things are rough, but I've got, let's say, a good 60 to 80% of a plan for how we can turn things around. Like, we can all agree what happened wasn't our fault, yeah? Someone else screwed us over. Every problem we face could be traced back to them. The ghost monsters and Lovely Chainsaw may be to blame, but the court of public opinion puts the blame squarely on our shoulders. Our venue is tainted by their actions. We can cry foul all we'd like, but if there's even a chance of violence returning to our doorstep, it'll keep customers away. That's a real bummer. We haven't seen any families here since opening day. Parents just aren't willing to take their children somewhere that's known for being dangerous. Actually, I wasn't talking about the gangs. Today, I learned who our true enemy is, and that person is Dekonami.
Pardon me?
Dekonami? I don't follow. Yes, I'm rather miffed over what happened with the Funplex, but he's hardly to blame for our current woes, right? Early when he was taunting me, he slipped, mentioning the ghost monsters by name. Except those hackers keep their noses clean. They left us with no proof that they were even involved, thanks to our security cameras being wiped. The cops didn't go after them. The news didn't identify them. So, how did Deco know about them? Answer. Deco hired the ghost monsters to ruin our opening day. Also, remember that moment when
What?
Sue was like, ooh, yeah, I gotta keep promises. Ooh, yeah, I kind of promised Dekonami that I'd bust this place up and he'd give me a lot of money. In hindsight, it should have been obvious. I blame myself for not seeing it sooner. Far too many coincidences to be otherwise. And the fact that they only started wreaking havoc once Mrs. Defame showed up to bear witness. I can see what you're throwing down, Jared. Sue and her friends didn't seem awful at first. I remember talking to Clyde. They were very nice and friendly. And then Mrs. Defame showed and...
Oh my!
Wait, do you think Mrs. Defame is involved? Considering she was willing to hold back her review, I don't think she wasn't knowingly involved. But Deco may have gotten wind that she'd be showing up and took advantage.
What if?
You don't think Deco wouldn't stoop that low, right? Hiring some random street gang to mess with us? Wouldn't he? Ooh, he would. He's a spiteful bastard. Of course he'd try to ruin our opening day. The only reason he didn't destroy Miss Francine was out of some weird sort of gentlemanly respect for a fellow elder business owner. But to Dekonami, Jared is basically pond scum. Thanks? To be fair, I doubt he orchestrated that bullet-riddled finale of the evening. That pushes plausibility. True, he wouldn't have even needed a shooting to ruin us. The negative review alone would have done the job. Being even slightly associated with the gang would have been awful. If Mrs. Defame reported us as a hotbed of teenage chaos, a living reenactment of Lord of the Flies, it spelled doom even without bullets flying around. I guess we're lucky she held her review back. The problem is, we have no proof of this, do we? No way to tie Deco back to the ghost monsters, other than him slipping up and mentioning them to Jared. I don't think he'd ever admit to this on the record. Iris hasn't been able to dig up any digital evidence, although there's our eyewitness testimony, which should be enough to warrant some investigation, but for some reason that doesn't seem enough for the police. I know a few of the local cops and how they think. If they're not looking into the ghost monsters, odds are they're actually looking into the ghost monsters quietly, which admittedly doesn't help us in clearing our name. And it's too much to hope that Deco simply confesses to orchestrating that incident which ruined us.
Come on!
That slimy bastard's not getting away with this. I'll beat the truth out of him if I have to. As amusing as that would be, I wouldn't suggest it, love. We need to be smart about this and undermine them rather than take the direct approach. You mentioned having almost of a plan, Jared. Care to elaborate? Yes. Plan time. Let's go. Well, if Deco won't confess his sins, we need the next best thing. We need his henchmen to flip on him. See, I sense some tension from Deco about the ghost monsters. He called them childish and immature, where there may be some bad blood between them. How about we break up their partnership? My plan is to track down the ghost monsters, get them to turn on their employer, and confess to their crimes. Once the media hears it from Sue herself that the incident was all thanks to Deco's scheming, it'll clear the good name of Arcade Spirits. This plan is foolproof. I'm answered with a myriad of blank stares and blinks. Don't everybody congratulate me all at once now. Haha! Guys, it's a plan. Okay, so this isn't really me criticizing, but your plan sucks. You want us to track down a bunch of hackers we already can't find and then ask them politely to betray this guy who's only paying them a ton of money? Between this and the shooting, I'm worried your health insurance premiums are about to go through the roof, Jared. That's why I said it was maybe 60% of a good plan. Look, we don't have a lot of options, people. We don't have a lot of options, people. Right now, the only ones who can save us are the ones who ruined us, Deco and Sue. I'm confident that if we can find Sue and talk to her, I can get her to see reason. It's true. Jared was willing to give them another chance and hear out their side of things before. Ooh, yeah, I did. I wonder if I had, was just mean and immediately thrown them all out, that they wouldn't be willing to listen or even have a shot at this, but maybe because I was kind of reasonable, it helped. Sue really seems to like Arcade Spirits. If there's some disagreement between her and Deco about the arcade, that could be why. Exactly. I think I can get through to her if I try. This hinges on our ability to find Sue. Find an unfindable bunch of ghosts, ones Iris can't even track down. And that's where you all come in. All options on the table. I want to hear your ideas for how we find Deco's hired goons. Let's fill in the other 40% of my plan. Make this happen. And awkward glances back and forth are all I get in return. I get why they're concerned. This is the slimmest of hopes, the narrowest of margins. I'm asking them to follow me on a hunch. But I know this can be done. I know I can get Sue to give us the dirt, and we need to clear our name. Heck, some days it feels like all I can do is talk my way through problems. If that's my one special skill, I'm going to rely on this for this final conflict. Now, if we could just find her. For that, I need their help. And that means I need to motivate them, like a true leader would. Alright. Let's see. You just want to let Deco beat us? Let's think outside the box. Way outside the box. We can outthink, outwit, and outmatch him. If we can't stop him, he's going to ruin our dreams. We can outthink, outwit, and outmatch him. Yeah. I look around and I see the best and brightest the arcade world has to offer. Engineers, thinkers, problem solvers, brilliant minds. Percy. Deco is ruled by his spite and his bitterness. We can be smarter than that, better than that. We can find a way to turn his weaknesses against him. Find an unfindable gang? I think we can do that. Unseat an arcade tyrant? I know we can do that. All I need from you is to take this seriously and lend me your aid. Work the problem with me. Are you ready? You know it. I've solved cosplay challenges before. Solving this will be a piece of cake. Obviously, I'm ready and willing to take on this task. You only need to ask. And my axe. Everyone nods in agreement, and I can even see some smiles start to appear. We're all on board. Now, to just determine the how of the plan. Oh, jeez. Decision: finding the ghost monsters. What do you guys got?
Perhaps.
At risk of stating the obvious, why don't we talk to the police about this? They've proven unhelpful so far, but if we go down to the station and fully explain our situation, we may be able to gain the information we need. I feel this would be a reasonably steady course of action. Okay. I'm not certain about showing up and just asking for them to open up their files to us, but you are correct. The police would have the information we need. Except cybercrime is a sticky situation. You have to control leaks. If they're looking into the ghost monsters, they won't just tell us outright. The key is talking to the right people. I know most of the cops at Ben's and Matt's donut shop by name, and I know one friendly officer that'll help us.
Nope, no way.
Why get the cops involved? We already know someone who's got an axe to grind against Sue and her buddies. Or rather, a chainsaw.
Ooh.
That's right, Queen Bee. We can ask the lovely Chainsaw Gang. They'll be easier to find and would probably be thrilled to divulge all the dirt they have on the ghost monsters. Or they'll cover us up with switchblades. Could go either way. I'll admit this is a super gutsy move, but if we pull it off, we don't need to involve the authorities at all. Plus, since Jared's staying behind, he won't get gunned down again. Yay! Double yay! This whole situation's a bit too sticky for my liking. Cops and robbers? No thank you. Although, the alternative I'm about to suggest may be stickier still. Jared first met the ghost monsters at Deco's Palace, yes? They're regulars there. So, we investigate Deco's Palace to find someone who knows Sue and their mates. If we can find a good friend of hers and make them understand why we need to speak with Sue, well, we're already on somewhat good terms with Sue thanks to Jared remaining diplomatic about all of this. We should keep that going. I think I'd attract too much attention if I went to Deco's Palace. I show my face around there, it's going to raise some questions. But my face wouldn't. Deco doesn't know me. I was Funplex adjacent rather than a Funplex regular. And I think the last time I set foot in Deco's Palace was years ago, so I could wander freely with Juniper. Yeah, we could slip in and ask around about Sue without anybody even noticing. I'd say this kindly strategy is an honest appeal to those who may know her. But what could be more cordial?
Definitely.
If she's got a single friend in that place, I'll find them. It's a daring mission in enemy territory, but for you, Jared, I'll do it. Well, shit. What are you looking at me for? I don't have any ideas. I mean, well, you could try Googling for her accounts. I'm reasonably sure Iris already tried that. Iris? Yep. I even used Yahoo, Bing, AltaVista, and WebCrawler. Have you considered to ask Jeeves or perhaps use Lycos? I have no idea what half of those are. Okay, but that's not really what I meant. I mean checking online forums for arcade enthusiasts. She loves arcades, right? Maybe she has an account there. I've been rejoining online communities lately to try to open up like-minded folks and socialize a bit more on my own terms. She's got to be lurking in one of those places. Oh, wait, I know. If we can't passively search for her, we can actively call her out. As much as I hate internet trolls, they do get results. If we taunt the ghost monsters online, well, I'm positive Sue's the sort of person who looks herself up constantly, right?
A winner is you.
Of course, and with my help, we can establish fake accounts to spread the message so far and wide that she can't miss it. I'd suggest we use public internet access point to keep it from being traced back to Arcade Spirits, though. Ooh, road trip! Road trip! I can tell from Gavin wincing at this he's not a fan. But he's not a fan of Iris in general, so...
Good work.
I like this plan, Miss Naomi. It's pretty quirky, but it might just work. Well, I did say I wanted options. Involving the cops after all the semi-shady things we've done is risky, so is provoking a rival gang of armed hooligans. So is infiltrating Deco's Palace, so is... Okay. Posting a few troll messages isn't that risky, given how many social media companies actually adore trolls and nurture them for advertising dollars. Snap. But it could annoy Sue. What's the best path forward? But before I can decide, Juniper raises her hand. All of these sound great, but... Jared, you're still recovering from an injury. The less moving around you do, the more likely you'll heal nice and quick. You can't go gallivanting around the city chasing down rumors about the ghost monsters today. I'm just on crutches. I'm not an iron lung or anything. I'm still mobile. Light duty only. Doctor's orders, remember? But I have a solution to this conundrum. It's simple and effective. Let us do this for you. You've had to tackle all these problems since joining the Funplex by yourself. Why not step back and let us handle this one? Well, okay, but I need to be there when we finally confront Sue. While you're out and about, I guess I'll get some rest and so I'm ready for tonight. Sound good? Sounds good. These are my friends. I trust them entirely. So now the only question is, which plan do I want to give my Jared seal of approval? Okay. Biggest nope was talking to the lovely chainsaws. No. Nothing about that is a good idea. Like, we'll show up and it's like, hey, you're the people from the arcade. And you found us. Blam, 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 blam. Or something. So no to that. Troll the internet just seems really unreliable. Like, the hopes that I somehow am able to meet up with Sue tonight, trolling the internet, it's not going to be like very fast results. And we are on a timeline. We only had the week before Mrs. Defame came back, so I'd have to like kind of be at least a little expedient on this. Talking to the police or infiltrating Deco's palace. I mean, I know they go to Deco's palace. I've seen them there. And they probably show up there a lot because Deco pays them or gives them free cards for games or something. I don't know. So that one does seem reliable to a degree. Talking to the police. Hold on, let me back up and actually look at this. Now that I'm reading these answers, it's saying, go do this thing as them. So does this mean I'm going to be playing as those characters and not myself at all? Guess so, that's kind of interesting. Dang. Dang, man. I don't want to be like who you play as to influence my decision. I'll play as Queen Bee. But that would be a good day. Gotta be smart about this. Man. I don't hate the police option with Gavin and Teo. I mean, I don't like Gavin's idea of going to the police station because like they're not going to just freely give up information on whatever possible investigations they have going. But Teo happening to know one particular friendly police officer and being able to sweet talk him, that does make it better. Ah, man. So it had like they had like this is a quirky way of handling things, or this is a gutsy way of handling things. I don't know if it means like if I have enough points in that emotion, if that'll help me succeed in this, or that's what I should do, or if they're just saying this is the emotional point you'll get for doing this, and I don't know. Ugh. I guess I'm gonna go to the police as Gavin and Teo. Oh, this one is really up there too, but I also don't want to like somehow cause suspicion if anyone catches on at Deco's palace. So I guess we'll go with that. All right. Considering it's not really our job to take down violent criminals, I'm inclined to let the police handle the legwork on this one. But at the same time, we need them to loop us in on the investigation, or we'll never find Sue. Teo, you're sure you can find someone who'd be willing to share their findings with us?
Absolutely.
Okay. You two see what you can dig up while I get ready for the final showdown. I'll make some calls. Gavin, meet me out front with the van. Affirmative. We won't let you down, Jared. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh my god, is this it? Am I about to play as Gavin? I think I am. Well, alright. You know what? Let's end this episode here because this is pretty cool. And it really feels like we're kind of getting towards the end of this, so this isn't quite the finale episode yet, but next episode you can look forward to me playing as Gavin, which could be interesting. Plus, potentially the end of the series. Who knows? I don't. We'll see. So I hope you keep on watching it. Thank you everyone who has been watching this. I know it's not like the craziest, most popular series on this channel right now, but I've been really into this, and I appreciate the ones who are still watching. I'm really glad that you're also just as into this as I am. So we're gonna finish it up. As always, thank you guys so very much for watching. See you next time.